Hello and welcome to cruisecraze.com. I'm Yul Hanna, and today we're going to talk about luggage and what you should take on your cruise or on any trip as far as that goes. The first thing that you need to understand is that you're choosing luggage for the airplane. You're really not choosing it for the ship because the ship doesn't have as many regulations as the airplane does. The first thing you have to understand is you're going to have regulations that are going to affect what kind of luggage you have, how much it weighs, the dimensions of it, and it's going to be important for you to meet these requirements, or you're going to either have to leave it at home or unpack it or leave some stuff, whatever it is. So we want to try to stay within the regulations if you can to keep from having to pay extra fees. Your checked bag cannot exceed 62 inches. Now, that was kind of confusing to me at first, but what it basically is, if you do the width of it and the height of it and the length of it, it's got to all add up to 62 inches or less. So, that's pretty liberal, and that's actually a bigger bag than what I carry. But if you do have a bag that's bigger than that, it is going to cost you. From 63 inches to 126 inches, you're going to have to pay an additional fee of $200. So, you want to try, if you're going out to buy bags now, you want to try to buy a bag that's going to be within 62 inches, and that's going to save you a lot of trouble in the future. So, get a bag that's 62 inches maximum. All right? The next thing is you're allowed to carry one carry-on piece of luggage, and that's one per passenger. And it cannot exceed 22 inches by 14 inches by 9 inches, and it must fit in the overhead storage bin above the seats or under the front seat, the seat in front of you. One or the other has got to be there. And if it is bigger, and it can be, because if you buy a carry-on bag that has an expander and you fill it full and it's too wide, then what's going to happen is when you get to the gate, they have a little place to check your bag, and if it looks to them that it's going to be too big, they're going to check it. And if that's the case, you will have to check that bag at the gate, and they will put it on the plane right then. They'll take it from you and put it on the plane. Now the good news is that bag is going to be waiting for you right there at the concourse when you get off the plane. As soon as you get off the plane, your bag will be there and you just pick it up and go. But it's still a hassle if you're wanting to carry the bag on and they take it away from you because it's too big. So be very, very careful about that. That's going to be something you want to watch. Now, in addition to your carry-on and your checked baggage, you may be allowed to carry a personal bag of some sort if it will fit under your seat. Now, of course, for most women, my wife will be carrying a purse, and that would be that bag. I carry a backpack, and a regular over-the-shoulder backpack, and as long as you can put it under your seat, it will be just fine. So, you got your checked baggage, you got one carry-on bag, and you have your personal bag that you can carry, and that would be the luggage that you want to carry. Okay, so now we're going to go to the store and buy some bags, and if you're going to make purchases, there's some things you have to consider. The first thing is, you want to go high end or do you want to go low end? I mean, there are bags out there that you can purchase anywhere from, $19 to $500, depending on how much money you want to spend. If it's leather, if it's Gucci, or if it's, Walmart. Now, the thing to consider is, if you will take a look at this picture right here, they stack these bags up and they cart them around and they move them, everywhere and bang them around. As a matter of fact, we were going on the ship one time and we were watching them load all the luggage, and they had them stacked like 10, 15 high on a big forklift, and it fell over and there was baggage went everywhere and just banging on the concrete. It was just awful. So you need to understand, your bags are going to get rough wear. And it doesn't seem to matter what brand you buy, it's going to get banged up. So you might go with somewhere in the middle and choose a bag that's durable but expendable, or maybe even buy cheaper bags and buy bags more often. Maybe you get tired of one bag. But the bottom line is, it doesn't seem to be much difference whether it's a very expensive bag or an inexpensive bag. They're still going to get banged up, and that's something that you want to consider. Another thing that I really think you should consider is, if you're going to purchase a bag, then you need to do something remarkable. It needs to be a remarkable bag, one that you can recognize, a pattern or something. If you take a look at this picture, this is an extreme example, but you may not like that color, but it's going to stand out in the matter of bags. And look at the picture here. I mean, you've got bags everywhere. You want something that's going to stand out. If you have just a black bag or a blue bag, it's just not going to stand out. So you want to try to get something remarkable, that whether it's checked or whether it's stripes or whether it's a different color, something that's going to stand out, and that's going to be better for you. Now, if you have bags that you're going to use that are black or solid color, or it seems like black, blue, brown, and red are the main four. Try to find some bag tags that are outstanding or remarkable. Take a look at these, and you can see kind of what I'm talking about. It might be your favorite sports team or your favorite animal or whatever, but something that you would know that is yours, that not somebody else is going to have, so that you can be able to tell your bags in a crowd of bags that are similar to it. The other thing I've seen people do is put like duct tape on the sides of the bag, make a big X or their initial on the side of the bag with duct tape, so that it stands out and they can see. But you want to be able to find your bag when time comes to do it. So you should do that. Get a bag that's remarkable. Another thing about your purchase is you're going to have to make a decision between a roller or spinner. Now, if you take a look at these pictures, you can see what I'm talking about. The roller is two wheels and it has a regular handle that you pull it behind you. The spinners have lots of possibilities. You can pull it behind you like a normal, but you can push it or carry it alongside of you. And it rolls very easily on concrete or on pavement, tile, an airport or on a cruise ship. It's going to be a lot easier to move around than the rollers. Now, when it comes to rough terrain like gravel or rocks, the spinners are going to be very difficult, and the rollers would be better for that. But if you're just going to go to the airport and just going to go on a cruise ship, a spinner would be the way to go, and I definitely recommend that. Both of my bags are spinners, so that's a good purchase there. Most cruise lines don't have a baggage limit. You can put as many bags as you can get in the room, but that's a different story on the airplane. And you have to pay for every bag, except for one airline. Now, if you go Southwest Airlines, you get your first 2 bags for free. Now, Southwest Airlines doesn't go everywhere, but if Southwest goes to your cruise port, then you can go on Southwest and get your first 2 bags for free. Now, I based all of the prices that I'm talking about today on American Airlines, because American goes almost everywhere their cruise ship leaves from. So if you go on American, your first bag is $30. It's just flat $30. And the bad news is, if you take more than one bag, it gets pretty pricey pretty quick. For example, the second bag is $40. If you carry 3 bags, that's $150. So you got your $70 that you have plus another $150. A 4th bag would be $200, and then $200 for every bag after that. So you should try to make it with 1 bag if you can, and a carry-on. That way, you're not going to get yourself in trouble. Well, with the expense of the extra bags in your head, and you're already thinking about that, you're going to be tempted to overstuff your luggage, and what it will do is it will be more expense for overweight baggage. The rule is the bag must not exceed 50 pounds. Now, 50 pounds is quite a bit, but it doesn't sound like it. But the rule is it must not exceed 50 pounds, and it is costly if it does exceed 50 pounds. Fees are as follows: 51 to 70 pounds is an extra $100. So 71 pounds to 100 pounds, an extra $200. You really want to try to keep your bag at 50 pounds or less. And I have actually seen people at the ticket counter pulling stuff out of their bags, trying to get them to where they meet the weight requirement. So do it at home. It's not that hard. Just get your regular scale that you use, that you weigh on a normal basis. Step on there, find your weight, then step off, take your bag in your arms, step back on, and that's going to be close enough that you'll be able to probably stay within the boundaries of your weight limit if you just weigh it like that. It's not really going to be a really big problem. Okay, this is my setup that I use on a regular basis. The small bag to the left is my carry-on luggage, and it is in compliance with the airline regulations. The middle bag is my luggage that I check, and it is 54 inches, so that kind of gives you an idea of how much more, 62 being the max. That's 54, I use that. And of course I have the Nike backpack, and I used a smaller bag before and didn't have enough compartments, and it just couldn't get everything I wanted to in it. But this Nike seems to work really nice. It's got all kinds of zipper compartments to put things in, and it just works really well for me. So that's what I carry, and we're working on even getting it smaller. I'd like to eliminate this bag if I could in the future, but I haven't been able to do that yet because of all the other things that I have to carry. Hopefully you'll be able to get it all in one bag and a carry-on, and that'll be fantastic. On our next video, we're going to talk about what to put in these bags and how to get it put in there in the most efficient way so that you're able to have everything you need for your cruise, and that you're going to be comfortable to get it in and get it out and then back in. You know, when we pack at home, it's real easy. We're nice and neat, and you get everything stacked up nice and neat. And then when you're coming home from the trip, you're shoving everything in the bag and trying to get it in. But we're going to talk about that, and there are some ways that will be very good for you to know when you're packing. So that will be our next video. Until then, this is Yule Hannah from cruisecraze.com. If you give us a big thumbs up, and if you'll hit that subscribe button, we'll see you the next time.